Hello and welcome to the website Legitimately Weird. My name is Ben, and thank you for joining me today as I discuss some of the more legitimate elements of Weird Al's 1985 song, One More Minute. So this song is basically a style parody of old 1950s doo-wop. When I think of this, it's like the old boy bands from the 1950s, and strangely they have a lot of the same tropes, multiple singers with one true leader, kind of like Justin Timberlake and NSYNC, where the other singers, they're really more of like a timbral accompaniment as opposed to a chordal or a harmonic accompaniment, because a lot of times they're really just the background vocals are just passing tones, or they're just reinforcing the tonic while the lead singer does really all the work. So with some of those ideas in mind, Weird Al does a lot of what he normally does with these style parodies, is he really zeroes in on what this genre is like at the atomic level. And through this, he creates this truly original work that is actually fairly enduring. Nathan Rabin writes about this particular song, and he says, Al writes funny songs better than anyone else alive. But sometimes Al will write a song so good that it transcends comedy altogether and endures as music. Beautiful, beautiful music. And I want to dive into that notion just a little bit, because what makes this song really stand out is how it just stays simple. It's one of the reasons why I'm at the piano here instead of writing about it in terms of just giving you the musical notes for it, because it's better to hear it. So you hear it initially in just the chordal structure of the song, because it doesn't do a whole lot harmonically. So in the opening verse, well, I heard that you're leaving, gonna leave me far behind. It's just going between tonic and dominant. Actually, it starts on dominant, it starts on a G chord, and then drops down to the tonic. And it's very open sonorities. There's not a lot of crunchiness to it. And it's like this because it's supposed to sound simple. Where if we actually added, so a common thing in music is you add a seventh chord to a dominant, a seventh tone, like a seventh to a dominant chord. And it makes it just sound a little crunchier. So like we were to do. That's that G chord with the sevenths. It sounds a lot crunchier. It actually makes the resolution to this the tonic a little more fulfilling. But that's not really what we're doing here, because we're still kind of in this like moving section. So everything stays relatively simple. And it's supposed to sound simple because this is supposed to be music of like young love. So again, like I think of the song Teenager in Love by Dion and the Belmonts.
I guess I learned to take the good with the bad, 'cause each night I ask the stars up above, why must I be a teenager in love?
And at this point in the song, the music and the vocals actually line up. It could be about young love, but obviously one that maybe didn't work out. And you start hearing this as we start venturing away from just the basic tonic and dominant. So if we start with here's the key we're in, and then it goes, 'cause you found a brand new lover. So that E major here, so E major is venturing out because it has this G sharp in it that is actually leading to A minor, which sounds really sad because she's found a new lover. It's sad. It's the first minor chord of the piece. And then we work our way back to a D major chord, back to the dominant. And that sequence is, 'cause you found a brand new lover, you decided that I'm not your kind. it all works very simply from a theoretical and an oral perspective. And that's maintained through the entire piece. It never gets more complicated than that. Even during the chorus, it's really just block chords. So, that's right, you ain't gonna see me crying. 4, 5, 1, F, G, then C. I'm glad that you found somebody new. And now it starts venturing a little bit. 'Cause I'd rather spend eternity eating shards of... Note that the minor chord shows up on the word shards, because that's also a little bit of the punchline here, so it's supposed to be a little jarring musically. Eating shards of broken glass. And we have this huge drop in the vocal there too. So, 'cause I'd rather spend eternity eating shards of broken glass. It's pretty much a full octave drop. 'Cause I'd rather spend eternity eating shards of broken glass. A descending octave is incredibly jarring to hear, but that's also part of what the punchline is here. Because as you hear, this is all really legit. The music itself does not sound jarring, but the vocal line does. In fact, that little sequence is almost directly out of a song called The Great Pretender by the Platters.
My need is such, I pretend too much. I'm lonely, but no one can tell.
But as you see, even with all the dissonance in the lyrics, the music itself is not complex at all. It's not crunchy. I don't think there's a seventh chord in the entire piece. But that's part of the innocence. That's part of the simplicity that Weird Al is really going for here, to fool the listener into thinking the song is about something else. Because that's the genius of the musical double act. The music sets up your expectation to think that, oh, this is going to be a nice song about, a teenager's love interest or something. Or it's going to be this nice, clean breakup song or something. And it's not even close. And you see this just throughout Weird Al's career in his entire discography. Also notably the song Melanie.
If you just say the word, I'm certain that our love would last forever and ever. Or are you too dumb to realize that?
All that to say, the song One More Minute is enduring because it's simple. And it speaks to the nuance that Weird Al can find in even the most simplest of pop musics. And you hear that, and it's just one of the common themes that I keep finding as I dive into this project. So thank you very much for listening. I hope that something in here has been enlightening for you. I've been really enjoying putting all these things together, and have a great day.